Is Southern Arizona, Southwest, is that have any influence on your music?
I'm so close to that it's hard to say how it doesn't.
So the bill collector's gonna have to wait. I got a long, long line of friends flowing through my back gate. Don't you want to?
I was born in Tucson, Arizona in the 60s and grew up, luckily, partially in suburban Arizona and partially on a ranch in southeast Arizona, and I learned a lot about both worlds. And in southeast Arizona, my grandparents' ranch was on old Chiricahua Apache homeland, and there were tales of Cochise and Geronimo, Calvary chases. The OK Corral is not very far away. The Peacemaker Pistol was used, there. There have been clashes of cultures and coalescences, and it just creates a really, really rich tapestry for me to, stories for me to draw from and a canvas for me to paint on.
How's Espanol influence on your music at all?
Some of the first words I ever learned were the dirty ones in Espanol. Before the border was a big ballyhoo, my ranching family, and we would go summer times for roundups, and we would hang out with the Mexican people. We'd trade saddle and labor and beans and tequila for help in the pastures and corral, and I learned a lot about the importance of family and how time isn't money. And a lot of the values of Mexico are in me.
There's a lot of flavor in Mexico, and there's different styles of music. The accordion, the tuba, the trumpet, obviously
all the
coming
mariachi
from Germany.
Stuff that comes from Germany, from the polka traditions. I actually studied mariachi music when I was in an ethnography program at ASU. I moved to Ensenada and spent a summer there as an exchange student, and I studied the mariachi culture. So I learned a lot about the folklore, the stories behind the songs, where the music came from, where the word mariachi itself came from.
Right.
And it was a great ethnography, and all my fellow students were really jealous because they were doing other stuff that wasn't quite as fun.
So if there's any mariachi singers out there, would you ever get up and sing?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've gotten to play with a few, got to stand in. It makes me so nervous because rock and roll is just a blunt instrument compared to the subtleties of the mariachi music, with the fiddles and the tubas and the horns and the grace of the vocals, both male and female.
Right.
I feel like rock and roll is sort of I don't know. It's a quarter horse that's in with the Arabians. That's a bad.
It feels as mariachis you have to literally master it, but it's a tradition. Mariachi is very traditional, and you learn how to sing like the same way you learn how to make tamales. With a tradition, there's no recipe.
No,
to
it's
sing
like an
mariachi.
internship, and it's very serious business. And I didn't actually even get to talk to the mariachis I was hanging out with for I'm guessing 2 weeks, because I was the gringo, I was the widow with a pad and a tape recorder, and I just had to keep buying shots and handing out cigarettes till somebody would talk to me. And finally, I gained their trust and got to write some great stories.
But I want to thank you for your time.
It's been my pleasure. El placer es mío.
Un placer conocerte, amigo.
Excelente.
All right, we're out.
We got heaven, y'all.